be particularly
but anyway,
in, but we shall see.
We're here tonight with Lee Pierce of the, RhetoricLee speaking podcast.
Yes, the Rhetorically Speaking podcast.
Yes, we love that. And we're going to do something so much less complex than that.
Yes, it's awesome to be here. I'm a former, the teacher is about to become the student, as they say. Because I have 0 banter skills, and you two have 100% banter skills. So I'm gonna get a bantering lesson this evening.
Her banter is about nonsense half the time, so I feel like that hardly qualifies.
I sort of feel like that's what banter is. You know what I mean? Like if somebody says you're bantering, they never mean like Kamala and Biden don't banter. Do you know what I mean? They talk. So you're already in the realm of the absurd.
I do get what you mean. And speaking of absurd,
that's just my opinion.
Here's the first thing we're gonna banter about tonight. On an average day, how many pigeons do you think you could reasonably carry?
Who goes first on these?
Just whatever.
Just whatever?
Whatever feels right.
Well, I figured probably close to 100 because I did the math on how big a pigeon I was, and I figure I'm like a 6x6 human, and I figure I can fit, counting front and back, I figure that's 50 pigeons full front if they're all latched onto me. But if it's just like arm carry,
I'm thinking like an armful of birds.
Oh, because I did want to clarify that.
Well, also, are they like consenting to this, or do I have to fight them?
I'm gonna say in the context of this question, they are willing participants in whatever shenaniganery is occurring.
All right.
So,
and I'm gonna go with 9 because I think a pigeon is about 1/3 of a cat, and I know for a fact I can hold 3 cats.
Okay, solid reasoning. We do love to see it.
9.
I don't know, man. If I go like an armful,
say 9 too.
No, I'm just thinking about that number. I'm not even certain. I'm trying to picture a pigeon in my head.
I mean, 3 for sure, right? I could carry 3.
Oh,
but like maximum, like this is all that's gonna survive the nuclear holocaust. It's 9.
I would think maybe like 11 if I'm taking like an armful of birds.
Oh my God, you're
plus like one in each hand. They're not that
big. I didn't
big.
think about the hand move. That's right. That's true. You could do 11 because you'd have the hands.
I feel
and
like
you could perch too. You could put one on each shoulder. That'd get you and one on the head. That'd get you a dozen.
There
Easy.
we go. Love to see it.
I wouldn't technically be carrying. Is that carrying, Maddie? If they're like perched.
Are we strictly going to buy do they have to be like near or in your arms?
Because I think it's fun if you're just carrying a bunch of birds the way one would like a sack of flour.
Or could I put them in a bag? Could I put
That's what I was thinking.
How many pigeons can we put in a canvas tote bag?
Pigeons. Yeah, it's true.
Imagine
I know this is depressing, but all I can think of is after Hurricane Katrina when all those people wouldn't leave their houses because they weren't allowed to take their animals, and I'm just sitting here thinking about how I would escape with bags of pigeons if I had to get out of a natural disaster.
I'm just imagining duffel bags full of pigeons. How suspicious is that? And then you open it.
Right.
Pigeons.
Oh, I did have a fun experience.
That could be the name for your next podcast.
That's the podcast, the episode title right there. Duffel bags of pigeons. But I did have the experience of having to sit in my car during a power outage, just like with my snake, just to keep warm, chilling in the car.
Oh, how is your snake?
She's great. She's a chunky girl. Love her.
Really?
Oh yeah, she's
snakes
big.
Snakes get chunky? I would think they would auto-regulate.
I mean, she's not overweight or anything. She's just a big snake.
She's a big snake. She's a big bone, thick. She's a thick chick snake.
she's a thick girl, and she's not even done growing yet. She's got another year and a half before she reaches full size. So I'm gonna be dealing with 5 foot of python, and I'm very excited about that.
Oh my God. That is so crazy.
I just let her wrap around
breaking into your house.
Give me all the affection I'm deprived of.
5? You really think she'll be 5 feet?
Oh yeah.
That's fracking nuts.
Oh, you can swear. We swear all the time on here. Don't worry.
Oh, okay. I never know. Do you know? I learned this that if you swear on your podcast, then you lose the entire Indian podcast market. Zero swearing in the Indian, so you're not going to reach out to any Indian listeners.
We better clean up our act, because I think we swear every episode.
Oh, I do too. I was just like, well, between me swearing and a huge market of listeners, I'm going to go with the swearing.
I gotta be comfortable.
There is someone, I look at our analytics just for funsies and like look at all the different locations. There's one person in Belgium who I swear has listened to almost every single episode.
Dude, I have like a next level fan in Ireland. He just emailed me one day and he's like, I love everything you say. I watch all your YouTube videos, including messages to your students. I'm your number one fan. His name's Dan. Shout out to Dan.
Yeah, shout out to
Dan from Ireland and whoever Belgian person is.
Thanks, bud. We appreciate you.
Then you find out it's just a Geneseo student studying abroad.
Except
they can't. Never mind, they can't.
Oh, true.
How would that be happening right now?
True,
they're certified real fan, non-Geneseo.
Oh, man. Okay, so do we have anything else to say on the subject of pigeons?
Well, going back to the pigeons, I feel like comfortably I can carry in my arms 8.
Okay.
But like uncomfortably for both myself and them, possibly up to 12. Yeah. But then they might start getting hurt.
Yeah, that tracks.
Yeah, I was 9 to 12 was about my range.
All right, seems fair. Good talk.
Hopefully one of us tests this theory one day and reports back and is like, guess what? I found out it's actually this number.
Right, but like under what circumstances would that ever happen?
That will be the question, won't it?
That it will. And speaking of questions, the next... Yeah, my segues are all over the place.
No, this is impressive.
Oh, I try. It's just me, like, putting on a sort of John Mulaney persona.
I dig it.
And doing what I can with that. Here's some fun semantics for everyone. Why do caregiver and caretaker mean the same thing?
Yeah, I always thought this was sort of a weird... I've thought about this before, and I was kind of like, man, it's pretty messed up that, like, taker and giver only mean the same thing in the context where you're doing something for someone else.
Before this question, I honestly have never thought about that. Like, and now my mind is just blown hearing this.
Insert giver some cringy Facebook Joker meme about society.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, this is a total Joker thing. Absolutely. I just can't quite figure out what the meme would be. I'm bad at memeing. But like, right, so you take care, which is really like interesting, because if that means the whole word means that when you take care of someone else, you're like taking the care away from them.
Mm-hmm.
Which is kind of messed up. Like caregiver sounds pretty nice. Like I give you the care, but caretaker makes me think of that. What's that thing that Eminem's mom did to him, and they made a video about it where you make your kid think you're sick. And then they like think they're sick, but they're not.
Oh, it's like Munchausen?
Yeah, Munchausen's. Yeah. That's what a caretaker makes me think of. Is like, I'm gonna take such good care of you. You know.
Interesting. I always meant to watch that Hulu series about what was it? The Act, where she like
with the Arquette. It had an Arquette in it. That's all I remember.
That looked interesting.
But right, she's a caretaker, right? Because she takes the care away from the kid. Like, yeah. Pretty messed up. I'm not going to use it anymore. From now on, all caregivers are caregivers, and I no longer think about caretakers except for like sociopaths.
Okay, noted.
Maddie, what do you think?
Fun with language here.
I mean, yeah, after further reflection, I'm trying to think what term I use just prior to this, and I do think I use caregiver, but and that does make more sense for like, I don't know, a healthcare worker to me, because I know you take care of someone, but caretaker just...
Well, if anyone's interested, I went to my trusty source, english.stackexchange.com, where I both pose these questions and also answer them.
Love that.
And they actually said that you don't use them interchangeably. That caretaker is the person who they're like the person who caretakes for your house. Like you pay them.
Oh.
And they stay there and they're like your lawn caretaker or whatever. And the caregiver is interpersonal. So you actually don't describe a person taking care of a person as a caregiver. You describe them as your caretaker.
Oh.
Like, because they take care of the grounds or whatever.
Learn something every day.
But that is a distinction that I do not enforce. But apparently there are rules to these things.
Huh.
I'm always finding out little things like that. It's like, oh, this actually like means this one very specific thing, but everyone just uses this as a broad general term. I'm like, okay. Noted.
Words mean things. Words have to mean things. They can't mean all the things or they stop meaning stuff.
You're right, but sometimes it's annoying.
It is. And we have a lot of words. Interesting fact, in the 1600s, John Locke, the famous philosopher guy, tried to invent a dictionary that limited all of the English language to only 1,600 words. Nobody knows why he picked the number. He was just like, we only need 1,600. I'm gonna pick the only 1,600 we need. It didn't work, but
I mean, of course it didn't. But I swear I've heard of this before.
It's an interesting idea, right? That you just go through the dictionary at the time and you're like, okay, I only get 1,600. Better find the best one.
Yeah. But I mean, we do have a lot of synonyms for things.
We do.
Like
I've
heard that's also like uniquely English, like having just a ridiculous amount of ways to say the exact same thing.
You can actually tell a lot about a culture about which words they have synonyms for. So some cultures have like no synonyms for some things, and then other cultures have like tons and tons of synonyms.
Huh.
And because every culture has synonyms, it's just they don't all have synonyms for the same types of stuff. So you'll know what the culture values based on the number of synonyms.
Oh.
Yeah. Like we have a lot more synonyms in English for men than we do for women. Whereas in other cultures, there's a lot more synonyms for women than there are for men.
I didn't know
Very
that.
interesting.
Yeah. Because we're mad patriarchal.
Yeah.
Disgusting. There's a video that lives rent-free in my head. That Scottish woman screaming, "Disgusting!"
The Scottish have a lot of synonyms for words about guts. I know this about the Scottish.
Huh.
Like your insides.
Oh.
Very interesting.
Yeah, tons of slang about your guts.
I'm trying to think of like things that are comparable and just nothing's coming to mind. Smooth brain.
I saw that. I listened to part of that episode. It was hilarious.
Yeah. I don't know what it is about us. Two smooth brains.
We work at night. I think that's half the issue. And by the end of the day, I'm like gone.
Not even functioning. But then every time I hang out, I said this in the other episode, every time I hang out with Sarah Brooks, like we cancel each other out and it's just chaotic dumbass mode 24/7.
I was just telling Maddie that Brooks and I like knit together on the internet and she never tells me anything, including that she was on this podcast. Like, I'll be like, what are you up to? She's like, nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna have to like have a talk with her about promoting us.
And then I'll be like, where? Then I'll be like, is that a cat? She's like, oh yeah, I got some cats. It's like, what do you mean? Nothing. There's obviously stuff happen. By the way, for context, do they know who Brooks is? Like,
yeah,
okay.
She's been on here.
All right. Well, I didn't know.
And she's been referenced.
I always assume nobody knows anything.
She has a snake now too.
Yes. Well, she had the snake. She lost the cats, got the snake, got the cats. So I don't know how that works.
The snake was my fault.
No, she loves it. I heard she knit you snake socks. She showed me the snake socks she knit you.
My snocks?
Yeah, your snocks. They're really cute.
I love them. They
really
look like
cute.
my snake. And they're my go-to Doc Martens socks because I like to double layer my socks. Otherwise, I get blisters from my boots.
I see that.
It's a struggle. Anyway. We wind up on so many tangents, but that's what makes this fun. Rather simple question for our next one. Best way to eat potatoes. Of the really many that there are.
This
isn't a simple question.
This was much harder than the pigeon question.
Simple as in there's not as many elements to it.
I will say I have been digging on these things called smash tots that they only make at Smash Burger, and they're like tater tots, but they're like smashy, and they put a ton of rosemary in them. So while I don't think I can settle on a single potato style, that is my current go-to potato.
I like that.
It sounds good. I feel
love a good baked potato.
Really? I feel like that's one of my least favorites.
It's because the toppings? Are you not a toppings person?
On food.
Yeah.
And also, my body is a vessel for sour cream.
Oh my god, me too. I was just eating
nothing else.
Container today.
And the funniest thing is that I didn't like it.
Who cares?
I didn't like it until I went to Russia. And then they just didn't give me a choice and put it on everything. And I was like, how have I gone 21 years so blind?
My theory is that some people are savory people and some people are sweet people. And if you like a baked potato, you're probably a savory. And if you like if you're like, sour cream, baked potatoes, whatever, I bet you like really love chocolate or something. Not that,
you're right.
Yeah, not that you can't love both, but everybody has a dominant, and I'm definitely savory dominant. That's why the potato question is
never seem to agree on food, and I feel
maybe
like
that's because you're a savory and Maddie's.
I feel like that's half of what keeps this podcast going.
Yeah, just the food,
just the fact that we don't agree on a lot of food stuff.
We have so much food banter.
Do you live together? Or no, you don't.
No,
right?
No. Jesus Christ, can you imagine?
Who knows? I hear there's an opening in Brooks's building. I keep thinking about moving over there because I like where she lives.
That'd be really funny. But yeah, no, oh my god, can you imagine the chaos of an apartment shared by the two of us?
Did you not live together on campus?
No.
Oh. I always assume that all of you just live together in a house. That's what I imagine in my mind. When you leave me.
That's such a pleasant thought. Like all in one big house.
Kind of wholesome.
I know, it's nice, right? It's like all 9 of my favorite students. I bet they all have a house together.
And we all do our homework together.
You do your homework on time, and all you do is talk about rhetoric. It's your favorite subject. But Maddie, you still have to pick a potato.
Yes.
Though.
So I feel like I have potato phases. Like I go through a phase of like, oh, this is my potato of choice, nothing else. Right now. Right. Right now, I am in a mashed potato phase. I really like it.
Homemade?
Yeah.
What's the prep on that?
A lot of butter, so like unhealthy. Milk.
I'm gonna have to change my answer.
I'm not like
go on.
You put sour cream or yogurt in your mashers?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, butter and salt and milk is a classic. Are you a legit masher or do you cheat and use the blender?
No, I mash it.
Thank God. People who blend potatoes make me so mad.
That's
the consistency is just all wrong when you do that. It becomes too liquid.
It's like potato smoothie.
Yeah, there's a whole science to this about potato starch and breaking up the starch and stuff. I read a lot of things about mashing potatoes.
Huh, interesting. I'm also going to change my answer to twice baked potatoes.
Ooh.
That shit is good.
Yeah.
Just potatoes and dairy.
Yeah, twice baked potatoes are awesome. I also like a good au gratin potato. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of like 50s grandma, but I do like it.
Okay, that's fair.
I do not like scallop potatoes. That's the stuff with just like cream,
you're gonna
water.
You're going to have to throw hands with my mom. Every single year, we make scalloped potatoes as one of the side dishes for our annual Christmas Eve party, this year notwithstanding.
Does she put chopped ham in it?
No. But then on Christmas morning for breakfast, she eats the, leftover scalloped potatoes every single year.
Don't get me wrong, I'll eat them, but they're my least favorite potato.
I don't think there's a potato I wouldn't eat, but, there's a ranking. Fair. What I'd grab first. Right now, it's mashed potatoes.
Right, exactly. Scalloped potatoes are on the bottom of my list. But they're still on the list, because they're still
potatoes. It's potatoes. It's potatoes, and I'm mostly Irish. Next question.
I have thrown out some french fries before. Like, if I go to the drive-thru and they're just so gross. I didn't ever think I would say that, but in my old age, I'm just like, I can't eat this subpar fried potato. It's cold, it's crunchy, it's gross. I never thought I would ever throw out a potato, but I have recently found myself doing it.
I call that knowing your worth.
I love that.
You deserve only the best potatoes.
It's true. Or at least the medium potatoes.
Yeah. No scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
That's right. Do
we have anything else to say about potatoes before we move on?
Can you make potatoes into a dessert? I'm going to Google this right now.
Oh, I feel like with sweet potatoes, definitely.
Yeah, there's got to be some.
Are those in our potato list?
Those could have been, honestly, because sweet potato fries are solid on my list.
So good.
Mashed
sweet potato pie.
Truffles?
You can make sweet potato pie. Is that a dessert or is that?
Yeah, sweet potato pie is a dessert made with potatoes. These are mashed potato truffles. You put chocolate in the mashed potatoes and you turn them into little balls.
No.
I don't know about that.
No,
that's like when people put beans in brownies.
No, you don't.
No. Black bean brownies are not a food. They're a
no
monstrosity.
Bad. Yeah.
All right, I'm done on potatoes.
We done with potatoes? Okay.
I am. Maddie might still have potato thoughts.
Maddie?
I'm good. I had potatoes for dinner, so I'm really good right now.
Oh, love that for you.
I had sour cream for dinner.
My mom makes this, like, bomb-ass, like, chicken salad. So I had 2 chicken salad sandwiches, and they were delicious.
Oh, I love chicken salad. What's your mom put in her chicken salad?
It's like the broiled chicken, scallions, walnuts, craisins, Honeycrisp apple cubes, and mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
It is absolutely delicious. Obsessed with it. And honestly, tomorrow morning, when both my parents are at work, I'm probably going to wake up and make myself a sandwich for breakfast.
I support.
And it's going to be
as you
great.
should.
Between 2 pieces of potato.
Between 2 pieces of potato. No, we had some nice brioche to, like, toast.
Oh, nice.
It's
Man,
prime.
life's good at your house. I need to move in your house.
I mean, yeah, but I also, like, you know, spend all of my time with my 2 boomer parents. And I'm unemployed.
Your parents aren't boomers.
Oh, yeah, they are. My father's...
What year were they born?
My father's 70.
Holy shit! Your dad's older than my dad!
I know! I have old parents.
That explains why you're such an old soul. I didn't know you had such old parents.
It's so funny because, like,
that's hilarious.
My sister and I know all these, like, weird cultural references that, like, people my age should not know. Like, we have seen literally every episode of The Dick Van Dyke Show in existence and could, like, quote it verbatim.
That's crazy. You have, like, decades of culture in your brain.
Yeah, it's, like, it's really weird. Like, whenever we're in the car, literally, like, Thank God I'm a Country Boy will come on by John Denver. Because my sister and I have made a playlist of all the music that was, like, played in my dad's car when we were kids. We will lose our minds.
That's hilarious.
And also, like,
I stereotyped you.
Yeah, and when I was in high school, like, I was that annoying kid who, like, the Beatles were a replacement for my personality, and, like, that's why.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I was really into Motown when I was a kid, and people thought I was a total weirdo.
That's
But now
cool.
I imagine that, and I'm 20 years later. That's like, man, I really would have been a weirdo then.
But yeah, no, I have old parents, so hanging out with them constantly is both fun, but also...
Yeah, I take it back. It's not worth the chicken salad on other bases.
I mean, it is some bomb-ass chicken salad. But yeah, no. It's interesting, to say the least. I mean, they're pretty chill, and they're not being, like, you know, jerks about the fact that I don't have a job. They get how it is. But
yeah, it's COVID, man. Can't be a jerk during COVID.
Yeah. But also...
Plus, you have this podcast, and you're being very enterprising.
Yeah, I'm doing what I can.
Bridget does, like, 99% of the work on these.
Yeah, because you have 2 real jobs, and I play Animal Crossing for, like, 4 hours every day.
There's a word for that, Maddie. You just go, yeah, I'm the talent. You're just like, I'm the talent.
I feel like that's a stretch of a term for me, but whatever.
Yeah, I started this podcast with a friend of mine, and one day I was like, I can't do this with you anymore because I'm the talent, and you have me as the producer, and then you're the talent. And I was like, and that's not what I signed up for. So we've gone our separate ways on that podcast because I'm the talent, you know? I was like, I'll produce myself, but I'm not going to produce somebody else. That's not how this goes.
Fair enough. Yeah, no, I watched an episode of the Gus and Eddie podcast where they were, like, getting real into, like, what constitutes a hot dog, like, looking up, like, you know, just looking up a ton of stuff. I'm like, man, I want, like, 3 hours of this.
Oh my God.
I was like, so why not do it myself? Just go down the stupidest rabbit holes possible.
Yeah, when I released my podcast, a bunch of people made fun of me because they kept putting memes on my Facebook that were like, what does every other podcast have that Lee's podcast doesn't have? And the answer was always guests. And I was like, yeah, I didn't start a podcast so I could talk to other people. I'm the person that knows about my thing. You know what I mean? Like, these podcasts are great. It's just, they're just different.
Yeah.
Why don't you have guests on? I was like, why? So they can tell me stupid explanations for things I already know the answer to? Why would I do that? Doesn't make any sense. This is nice, though. You know, it's like having friends to hang out with without actually having the burden of friends. Having to give people rides and shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay. Now that we've gone significantly off the rails. As always, we love it.
As per usual.
As per usual. The next question is this one. and it's, would you rather be stranded on an island for 2 years with 20 friends of your choosing or 20 famous people of your choosing? I don't have 20 friends.
First one.
I'm gonna go famous people, because I can just pick some, like, famous, like, survivalist or whatever and be set.
Oh, what if they're horrible, though?
Yeah, can we pick acquaintances? Because I, too, am in the group of, I don't think I have 20 friends. What if a question...
I guess we can put acquaintances on there, so that does change my answer.
I was almost gonna say, what if we chose Facebook friends? But, like, that's even worse.
Yeah, no.
I'd rather choose acquaintances.
Nope.
Oh, I definitely choose friends. Because even if you didn't have 20, you could pick, like, your second string.
Yeah.
I think the hard part for me would be combining them. Because even though each one of them is my friend, I don't know that they would all be each other's friends.
Yeah.
And that could be a really long 20 years.
Oh, it's 2 years.
2 years. Oh, never mind. Then anybody can do that.
Yeah.
I'm worried less about that now.
How big's the island? Like,
could we,
like, have our own space? Like, you know?
I'm assuming it's a default island.
Yeah, it says stranded, so I'm gonna think this is a deserted island type situation. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, technically, you can have as much space as you want.
Yeah, for sure, my friends.
Definitely friends. Famous people, you don't know what you're gonna get.
This is true.
Even if my brother, my brother's a friend and a family member. Are those exclusive categories in this?
I mean, family members isn't even really listed, so I'm just going to assume, yeah, you can.
Okay, as long as they do double duty. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's also a survivalist.
Oh,
he's like
sick. There you go.
He's like a water barrel in the basement type fellow.
Wow.
I kept trying to set him up with Brooks, but he kept not coming into town, and she kept being a hermit. Plus, I never know if she's seeing anybody. She's so sketchy. So sketchy and secretive.
And yet, she's like the opposite of what one thinks of when you think sketchy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, she's sketchy in like a non-threatening way. Like, you know, she won't
extremely non-threatening way. Yeah, no, like, there was a point in my life where I was like afraid to swear in front of her because I was like, I can't do that in front of this person. That's just not allowed.
Yeah, she's a sleeper.
Fast forward. That says exactly how I would describe it. Like, if I knew, like, within the first couple weeks of meeting her, half the things I know about her now, like, there literally would have just been no way for me to reconcile them.
I know. But don't you love the slow play? She's such a good slow player.
She really is. I'm gonna have to tell her to listen to this one just to be like,
she must drive people she dates nuts. Like, they just must be like, who are you?
Explain.
Well, you ever watch those TV shows and, like, they're like, you're so hard to get to know and I don't really know the real you. And I just, like, imagine everyone telling Sarah that, and Sarah's just like, I don't know. Like, I'm just me. But, because she is like very mysterious and ephemeral, even though she doesn't mean to be, and she's not doing it on purpose. It's just her vibe is very like, I have secrets.
It's not, because you almost wouldn't expect it.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you're saying, but it's still...
No, whose vibe is I have secrets? Sasha.
Who's? Oh, well, yeah, he's like a war child.
Yeah, that.
That'll make anybody act like that. Speaking of which, we are having dinner with him and his significant other next weekend.
Nice.
Me and my significant other, yeah.
Love that for you.
They make this crazy combination of Asian and... What is he? He's...
Bosnian?
Bosnian food. So it's quite the cultural event for my palate. Lots of potatoes.
Ooh,
yeah, you exciting. Can draw, like, there's a line you can draw between, like, potato Europe and tomato Europe.
That's hilarious.
Like, you could just take a ruler.
Tomato Europe.
Every story I've ever heard about that man has just come further and further out of left field.
Mm-hmm. He only talks to me about intellectual things. We don't really talk about him, but that's fine.
Yeah, no, I've gotten approximately 3 stories after knowing him for 3 years. So it was like a one a year type deal.
One story a year. So he's
annual
even more of a
story
slow player.
The ultimate slow player.
That's hilarious.
But now we get to go to one of our other absurd hypothetical questions. Unless we have anything more to say about people
what was
we
the original
know,
question?
since apparently we're just spilling the tea on a bunch of random people that we know.
Maddie's like, wait, how many potatoes do I want to be stranded on? A desert island?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel good about that one.
Okay. All right, yeah. Okay.
That one was so easy for me. I can't even believe there are people who would answer celebrities. Like, what if they're awful?
I feel like there's just no thought into that. Unless
the like, you know, get some survivalists on my side. Like some
that's true. And also, if you're only on there for 2 years, you come back and you have like 20 celebrities you help survive. So you're pretty much set for life. So you could play that angle.
Yeah.
This is also true.
It's a good point.
Okay. I definitely should have opened this link earlier, but that's fine.
The other one was the weird one about the... Is that the one about the
Yeah, no, this is the one about the snail.
Oh, the snail. This one was so hilarious.
I love this one. Okay, so the question is this, and I stole it from Reddit, and I will link it in the description. So would you take $10 million, but for the rest of your life, there's a snail that's trying to get you? You can't ever be touched by the snail, otherwise you die. It's coming for you at all times, but at the speed of a snail. So you could go to a different country and try to forget about it, but eventually it would show up. And bonus, the 10 million comes with immortality as well, but the snail is also immortal.
Also immortal. That's right.
Yeah, wow. I'll take it.
Well, here's the question. I'm assuming we can't, like, kill the snail.
No, you can't kill it. You can't, like, put it in a box.
You can't trap it. Yeah, I take the 10 mil then, and I just move.
Or, like, immortality?
I don't. I actually do not want.
I was
don't
gonna
want
say
immortality.
I don't want it either.
No, I'll take the 10 grand to hide from a snail. Although 10 grand, honestly, for the whole rest of your life, I don't mean to be like
10 million.
Real... Oh, 10 mil? Yeah. No, I'm hiding from the snail. But what if the snail's fucking crafty though? What if you think the snail is like all the way across the world, but really it like got on a charter flight to wherever you are and it's at your house in 3 days?
Are we allowed
I think it's just a snail. Like I don't think
it doesn't have any kind
complex thought. I think it's just a snail.
No, you know how long it would take a snail? Plus, you could move across an ocean.
Yeah.
I guess I could get on a freighter.
But, like, still.
Yeah, I'm taking the 10 mil.
I mean, if you're really, like, can you put a tracker on it? Are we able to do that? Just so you know?
That's a good idea.
I don't know. It says that you can't ever be touched by the snail, so I don't know how you would put a tracker on it.
I don't have to.
I have somebody else.
Listen, I can find a way, yeah.
This is true.
This reminds me of
that. I have 10 million. I can make it happen.
Yeah, it's
true.
Has a point. Yeah, wait, that's another good question. When do I get the 10 mil? Because if I have to stay away from the snail my whole... You know what I mean? Like, when do I get the 10 mil? How long do I have to do this before I've earned it? Or is it, like, paid out in increments, like, every month?
It says you get 10 million, but for the... So I'm assuming it's, like, you take this money...
Oh, I get it up front? Oh, fuck yeah.
Therefore, this thing happens?
Yeah. This reminds me of that movie where the STD is following them around and they have to have sex with someone to give them that. It's a curse, but it's a sexually transmitted curse.
It Follows or whatever?
That's the movie.
Huh.
Yeah. I don't know why that's what I was thinking of. Like the snail is the STD curse. And it's just following me around.
But yeah, I mean, like, it's a snail.
Did any... on Reddit? Did you read the responses?
No, I didn't.
I'm really curious. The person who was like, no, this sounds too stressful for $10 million.
It's just a lot of people, like, hold on. Getting, like, really, really deeply into some...
Wait. I have a question about the immortality part, though. Like, so, do you also become immortal? Like, and the snail is immortal?
Yeah.
Because if you're both immortal, then the snail can't even, like, kill you, can it?
No, like, that'd be your out clause, right? You're immortal except for...
Until, okay, gotcha.
I mean, here's the thing. If you were
I
gonna...
would turn it down just because I don't want the immortality.
Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. That's too long, but if you were gonna...
Wait.
Although... What?
You go first.
Oh, well, I was gonna say, like, what if I want to spend some time being immortal until I get tired of it? And I'm like, all right, snail, you could touch me.
Yeah, that's right. Then you just touch the snail. There you go.
I feel like that's a win-win even.
Snail time.
And also, if you're gonna be immortal, you might as well have something.
Suicide.
You might as well have something to keep it spicy. You gotta worry about the snail.
I honestly would just like kind of live near the snail, and I would just fall. Like I would just always be like I don't know.
Can we
just
cage
have some way of following it. No, we can't cage it. We already talked about that. Yeah. I just kind of stay near it, and I'd sort of like check on it every day, like, oh, where are you today? Oh, where are you today? You know?
Yeah, I especially for like, well, if I'd be getting 10 million, so I'd fuck off to St. Petersburg. Have fun, little guy. I'll be across the ocean.
Yeah.
So.
How would you monitor the snail arrival, though?
Yeah, this one, I don't know, man.
That's why we need a tracker.
You'd have to live in a tree house. You'd have to live in a tree house, and then you'd have to have some kind of camera watching the trunk of the tree. You need like a very clear entrance and exit that you can monitor all the time. So when you started to see the snail head up, that's when you knew.
I like it.
Because then you could just lure the snail away.
This is true.
And then go back, get your shit, and move back to the other side of the world.
Yeah, and then not have to worry about it for like 10 years, at least.
God, it would be stressful, but I'm kind of an anxiety monster anyway, so like, that's one more thing to worry about.
I mean, I already got the brain worms.
Yeah, right, exactly. It's like, yeah, I'll just add a snail to my list of things to stress out about today.
Whatever.
There's one more thing. And, you know, honestly, if I have like $10 million and can hop around to
whatever. It would be funny
whatever.
If the snail arrived, though, and you're with a bunch of people and they don't know the story, and you just start screaming about this snail. And they're like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And you're like, no, you don't understand. Plus, all snails look alike, so that would mean every snail would freak you out.
Yeah, okay, that might be a little stressful.
Put a mark on its shell.
Yeah. You wouldn't be touching it. You could just put a little Sharpie on it.
Yeah, precisely.
I like it. Do we have any more thoughts about the snail that's going to follow us to our deaths?
No, I think we're all in for the 10 mil.
Yeah.
I like it. Love to hear it. Okay, so the next one is the TikTok one. Okay, and the question is, you have to steal something from someone, and it can't be like money or valuables or anything. It has to be just something that will inconvenience them. And I will link the TikTok that inspired this question in the description as well. But what are you stealing just to ruin someone's day? Nothing really of value.
So I took a very liberal interpretation of steal on this,
okay.
And I want to block tweets. But here's the twist. So it's like every time this person tweets, I just block the tweet.
Okay.
Like I censor it. But then I censor it so it makes them think that the reason that their tweet is being censored is because it's like very, very important. But then at the end of the day, I just send them a message pretending I'm Twitter, and I'm like, never mind, we were wrong. Nothing you said was important. We just made a mistake. That's my plan. I like that. It's for a very specific person who like conspiracy tweets, and I really dislike their tweeting.
Okay.
So I'd like to flip it, you know. It's like steal all their tweets for the day.
Yeah.
But then also make them think they're like threatening the establishment, and then at the end be like, never mind, your tweets are until we're just going to restore your account and access. Thought you were someone else who was important. So steal their dignity on the other end of it.
Ooh, that's double-ended.
That's my plan. I liked this one. This is fun.
I don't know.
That like beats my answer. I can't top that.
What was your answer?
Yours?
I was thinking about like shoelaces.
Okay.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Annoying.
That's really annoying.
Then you're limited.
Especially if they're already out in the pair of shoes they've chosen for the day. Yeah, that's very funny.
I dig that. I was gonna just like tiny little annoying things. Like I wouldn't take their glasses. I would take the lenses out of their glasses so they put them on first thing in the morning and think it's fine for a second, and then are like, wait. That or like all the squishy things from their earbuds.
Ooh, you're evil.
Or all of the one kind of silverware they always use, like if they're a spoon
like all of their left socks.
Do socks have lefts?
I guess not. But
just
one of
Of
each. So that, you know.
That wouldn't bother me. I just put on 2 socks. I have zero regard for
How about all their left shoes?
Yeah, that would be good. But that'd be kind of a major one, isn't it? Does that meet the standard of the question?
I mean, I guess if you have a lot of, like, you know, Louboutins or whatever, then it's not so much inconvenience.
They have to have shoe privilege for this to count.
Yeah.
They're coming after my Skechers.
Yeah, like that. Just like if they got, you know, a pair of work shoes and some sneaks. Just one of each.
All right, that seems fair.
All the light bulbs. This is one where honestly I could
all
go
their
on for a while.
Well, I don't know about. I was thinking about all their phone chargers. I feel like people have, but that might be too major. I feel like people
all
have
their
a shit fit.
People's like dongles for their aux cords.
That's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one. People steal my dongles all the time. It's infuriating.
So annoying.
Indeed. I'm trying to think of other ones.
I don't know. I really only had one answer to this question, and then I sort of was like, everything else is mean.
Random letters from their keyboard. Like all the vowels.
How?
Like the mechanical keyboards where you can pop them off to technically change the keys. I would just take the keys. All the vowels. Can't use them. Have fun.
The problem is nobody uses everything anymore. I was like, pens, nobody uses pens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Fair. I feel like technology and I guess like clothing is two good ways to go.
You could steal all their underwear. That'd be annoying.
That would be annoying. You could take the bristles out of their toothbrush. Just the bristles. Leave
or
the
just
plastic.
some of them even, and then you'd be like, oh.
I feel like that's annoying with hairbrushes too. Like
hairbrushes
twice as long.
I'm like thinking about what someone could take from me that would be very frustrating and super, super tiny.
Yeah, right? That's how I came up with this, because I hate when I lose the little squishy boys.
Oh, my hair ties, elastics, hair elastics. Yeah, that would be a nightmare, because I'm always looking around for hair elastic and can't find one. And chapstick.
Just do what I do, chop all your hair off.
I know, I think about it. But chapstick would be another one where I'm always looking for one and can't ever find it.
Oh yeah, that would annoy me. That would annoy me quite a bit.
Yeah.
Just like if they have earrings, just all the backs to their earrings.
Oh, that'd be a good one, backs to earrings. I was gonna say, I don't know about frames to glasses, because if you stole my glasses frames, I like legitimately couldn't function.
That's a serious offense for me as well.
Yeah, that might be
too hard of a steal.
You could take the little nose pieces though.
You could take nose pieces.
If they have that style of glasses, but you know. That would annoy me. If I woke up one morning and the little, like, bits that keep it on my face were gone, I'd be pretty pissed.
I'm trying to think what I use every day.
Right?
I'm a big backpack person, and I don't like bags across the shoulder, so if you removed one of the straps from my backpack, I'd probably be annoyed.
That would bother me.
I'm trying to think of a condiment like coffee creamer or something. It'd have to be very specific to the person, but I can imagine people who, if I took their coffee creamer for their morning coffee, they'd absolutely lose their mind.
Oh, that's like my mom. She makes me go to the store if we're out. Like, it could be a snowstorm. If there's no half and half, someone's going to get it.
And it's not me, Maddie.
All of the knobs from their various drawers.
Drawer knobs would be good.
Such as my dresser. Or, you know, all the door knobs.
Door handles, yep.
That'd be pretty solid.
Oh my god, I'm so old.
Why is my Fitbit yelling at me?
If it's a knitter, I could steal their favorite pair of knitting needles, because everyone has one pair that's like just the right size for everything.
I think it's a nightmare. If we have the same person in mind, I think they would legitimately kill you. Like, that's what would like the one thing that would send them over the edge. Stealing all
I'm
their
thinking of
stuff.
Every member of my family. Are you thinking of is that who you're thinking of?
No, I was thinking about Brooks. I think that might be the only thing that would make her snap.
Maybe. I didn't know Brooks was a favorite size knitting needle kind of person. She always struck me as being more flexible than that, but maybe not.
She just has a ridiculous amount. Like, if you took, like, any, like, just so many nice ones that, like, you pay a ridiculous amount of money for. I think if you took any one set of those, there would be violence involved.
She probably wouldn't even notice. I don't know. It depends on how organized she is. My family's always very organized with their knitting. Oh, okay, never mind. Like, mine all just live in a plastic bag. Mine are just in a plastic bag, and when I root through, I'm like, I thought I had one in here, so there's no way I would even notice if anybody took mine.
Entirely fair.
Oh, a favorite hoodie would be good. Like, if you have I love this sweater. If somebody took this sweater, I'd be very angry, and I would look for it for like many hours, and then be convinced I like left it somewhere and be upset.
Yeah,
that would be a good one.
I don't have a favorite hoodie anymore, because my favorite hoodie for like 4 years was from my boyfriend, and then he dumped me.
Boo! Does he listen to this podcast?
I don't think he knows I do this podcast. That'd be funny, though.
Sucks. Well, if you're listening, we hate you.
But yeah, I see all those things. It's like I like always want to make like some like, you know, making fun of my own mental illness like type TikTok about it. It's like, what do you do when your comfort hoodie was given to you by somebody you are no longer friends with?
I don't know much about TikTok, but I feel like that one would be a seller.
Mm-hmm. My most popular TikTok ever is just me like not even talking. I just put a caption about the Magnus Archives over a video of me just like lying face down on the floor, having like emotions about the impending finale, and that has been my most popular TikTok ever.
Wait, what show?
The Magnus Archives is a podcast.
Oh, it's a podcast?
Or it's more of like an audio drama.
Ooh, I love audio dramas. Like,
oh my god, listen to the Magnus Archives.
Ooh, okay. I haven't been able to find a good one. I always find them a little bit too
cheeseball. There are so many good like horror audio dramas.
Yeah, the boyfriend's really into that stuff.
I have been living. Like, that's literally all I've been doing with my quarantine, has just been listening to, like, different horror audio dramas.
I feel like our listeners definitely know that. You could go to any one of our episodes and find
Yeah,
Bridget
I mentioned the Magnus Archives, like, at least once.
Dominant theme. Sarah Brooks, Magnus Archives.
I made Brooks. I talked about the
tangents.
Magnus Archives so much that Brooks started listening to it because I wouldn't shut up.
Oh, that's fun. I was really sad. I was really into Homecoming and Black Tapes, and both of them just abruptly ended. Oof. And I haven't been able to find anything to replace them. So maybe I will try this mysterious Magnus Archives.
Yeah, Magnus Archives is one of the things I've listened to. The Magnus Archives, The White Vault, Archive 81, Old Gods of Appalachia, which is brilliant. The Silt Verses is awesome. And that one, like, just started.
Ooh.
And I'm listening to the Penumbra podcast now, which is kind of like sci-fi neo-noir. That's a fun
Yeah, I know
time.
what the Penumbra podcast is.
Stellar Firma. Awesome. Sci-fi improv comedy. Great time. And then I have so many more that I'm planning on listening to, because I hyperfixate.
My cat is talking to me because her bedtime is in 6 minutes.
Hi. Hello.
And she's wondering why we're not settling in, so she's meowing.
She's confused.
Oh, well.
She's like, we should be settling in at this time for bedtime and reading. And I'm like, well, we have events tonight.
It's a big night.
Turning it up on a Tuesday.
In the club going up
on a Tuesday.
Oh my god, that song is so old. I can't believe you know it.
That was in a couple pretty popular Vines. Like, that was the soundtrack to...
Oh, I miss Vine.
I miss Vine too.
I'm so sad they died. Of all the things, I would have rather kept Vines than almost anything else.
Yeah, no, I still, every single day, I quote Vine.
Oh, wait.
And it's... You go first.
You can finish. I was just going to say I saw something funny. It's like once Instagram and Twitter die, like, I'm set free. Like, that's it.
The Bird app.
The Bird app.
Yeah,
no, free from Twitter.
I was going to say that, like, I'm sure it's evident. Like, I talked to Maddie and I talked to Brooks, and Brooks doesn't know Vines.
Brooks doesn't know what Vines are?
No, like, she knows what they are, but, like, if I say, like, road work ahead.
Oh, she doesn't know the Vine itself.
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't judge her for that.
I'm like, I, like, want to start sending her just, like, video compilations of a bunch of Vines so that she'll know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, you know what would have made that really easy to do? Vine.
Wouldn't it? Although there's, like, a TikTok page, it's just, like, classic Vines.
Oh, that's fun.
Essentially recreating.
TikToks are a lot like Vines. They're just
yeah,
like Vines,
it has a very similar energy.
makeover.
Like, I was resistant to the, like, idea of TikTok at first, but then I downloaded it, and it's, like, it's really funny, I'm not gonna lie. Like, once you get your kind of For You page, like, curated so it's away from, like, just, like, the dances or whatever, there's some really funny stuff on there.
I really do enjoy TikTok, but there is a big part of my life that I feel is missing, and that void is created by Vines.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's fine.
I just miss it. Bless you.
Oh, sorry.
I've been in many like embarrassing moments where I'm quoting classic lines and no one knows what I'm talking about, and they just think I'm spewing random things.
It's tragic.
Technically, you are, for the record.
I mean, we
True.
are, but like, isn't everything just a random
that
thing?
That is
when
their
you talk,
fault
when
for
you think
being
about it?
Uncultured.
I dated a guy once who spoke entirely in Seinfeld jokes, and like I hadn't watched a lot of Seinfeld, and he'd just be in the middle of talking, and then all of a sudden I'd just be like, "Is this whole thing from Seinfeld?" And he's like, "Yeah, episode 50." It's like, I can't do this anymore.
Boy,
that's a lot.
I thought he'd be like talking about something for real, and then all of a sudden I'm like, "This is Seinfeld."
This is a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of do that with John Mulaney, but I feel like it's very obvious because I will like adopt his very specific and like weird intonations.
Also, John Mulaney has like 4 stand-ups. Seinfeld was like 3,000 seasons.
This is true.
You know what I mean? So it's like you can only do so much John Mulaney. If you want to only talk in Seinfeld, that is very available to you.
I feel
like, point taken.
I feel like, you know how, like, the generation, like, I don't know, like, from the past 10 years, like, they take on The Office as, like, a personality trait.
Yeah,
I feel
which
like
is so weird.
I know. I feel like when Seinfeld came out, like, many people took that on as a personality trait.
I mean, The Office does slap.
It is. It is good. It's just weird that it's still so popular.
Mm-hmm.
It hasn't, like, died.
This is
you know
true.
what I mean?
Gotta say, that one cold open with the fire drill invented comedy. And, like, I haven't even, like, sat down and watched every season of The Office. That video, one of the funniest things I've ever seen.
I'm also very surprised by the staying power of Friends, which Friends, I used to have a t-shirt, forgive me for having this t-shirt, but when I graduated from high school, I remember wearing a t-shirt that said, "Friends is over, kill yourself," which means Friends has to have ended by the time I graduated high school, and people still know what it is. And I apologize for that t-shirt. I realize it's very insensitive.
I mean, my sister...
At the time, I did not know.
My sister, like, watched every episode of Friends, and, like, I, like, sat down, like, I was, like, in the living room when some of them were on. Like, some of it really genuinely is funny.
Yes.
Like,
it's just crazy how much staying power it's had. Even if it is funny, it's still just, like, it's still around.
I feel like within the last, like, 5 years, it had such a revival, though. Like, I'm seeing many...
Because they put it on Netflix.
Yeah, that has a lot to do with it, too, I guess.
Although, I asked my interpersonal class yesterday, have you seen this? No. Have you seen this? No. Have you seen this? And I was like, wait a minute. Do you watch Netflix? And they were all like, no. And I was like, none of you watch Netflix. And they were like, no.
What did they watch?
They were like, YouTube, I don't watch TV. And I was just like, what am I supposed to use as examples?
Oh my god, I just finished Schitt's Creek.
Oh, Schitt's Creek is so
I love
funny.
that show.
Schitt's Creek is so good.
Moira Rose, an icon. Favorite character.
You know that Maureen O'Hara, who plays Moira Rose, is the daughter of the mother in the original Parent Trap. Have you ever seen the original Parent Trap?
Yes, I have. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yep.
I love it was like the Schitt's Creek Twitter account tweeted this, and it's like this screenshot of a bunch of other tweets of people realizing that Moira Rose is the mom from Home Alone.
Ha! That's great.
No, it's just like, it's that time of year again.
That's hilarious that nobody knows
O'Hara,
that.
legend.
Uh-huh. Yeah. She comes from, like,
she's
a big
so
acting family.
She's so funny in Schitt's Creek. It's just because, like, the accent, implaceable.
You know what I do with my $10 million in snail money? I would just pay someone to get me her whole wardrobe made in my size.
Yes.
Ooh.
That's all I would.
That would be fun.
Maybe lower heels. Some of those heels are.
Yeah, those are intense. But apparently, the accent, like, she just showed up on day one of shooting and just did that, and no one, like, without being asked to, just did that. I was like, wow, that would have thrown me for a loop.
Oh yeah, she comes from, like, a really famous acting. I mean, she's like legit the thing. She's not just some, like, sitcom actress.
Queen. Love to see it.
Really good. All right, children, you want to wrap up with anything? Because this old lady needs to take her ass to bed.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're, like, coming up on about an hour here. Do you wanna promote yourself real quick?
Oh yeah. Well, if anybody wants to listen to my Rhetorically Speaking podcast, we're over at RhetoricLee. It's the word rhetoric with an H and then Lee, L-E-E. Let's see. This week's episode is me doing an analysis of Amanda Gorman's The Hill We Climb, and then my last episode before that is about how to talk dirty. So that one, very different concepts.
Oh boy.
Shows you my range.
I love that.
I'm on TikTok, and I'm also on Clubhouse, doing some stuff on Clubhouse. If nobody's knows about Clubhouse, it's like this new Apple elitist ass app that's only voices. No video, no images. It's real interesting. So I'm over there trying to get some stuff going.
Sounds very
this was
social
fun. It was nice to see you too.
Yeah,
you as well. Thank you so much for coming on. We love
thank you.
I'm so happy you two have a podcast. I will, of course.
Yeah, it's something to do. All right, so for whoever will be listening to / watching this when I actually am done uploading and editing it tomorrow, keep a lookout for stream announcements, and we will be back next week. Bye!
Bye! Bye! This week's episode of the Fighting with Friends podcast was hosted by Bridget Kelly and Maddie Robbins, featuring special guest Lee Pierce. You can find other episodes of the podcast on Acast, Deezer, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Pandora, Spotify, and YouTube. Follow us on Twitter at BridgetKelly98, at MR5MAR, and at RhetoricLee. Rate and review us on your podcatcher of choice. Like, comment, and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch and join our Discord community using the links in the description. You can also help support us via the Acast supporter feature. Thanks for listening.